Who will help me wind the wool? Wind it gently, do not pull. Wind the wool, around, around, around. I, my little bird, spread your golden wings. Bring my child sunshine. I, my little bird. There were so many baby birds, and every spring, every May, there were more and more birds, and they grew up and they built their very own nests. Now, there was a forest where many birds had made their homes, and during the day, these little birds flew and roamed, and they played with their friends, and they knew where the best streams for drinking water were, and they knew where the most colorful flowers grew, and where they could get the sweetest nectar. They knew where the tastiest seeds could be found, and they loved playing with each other in the forest. But one day, all of the mommy and the daddy birds told the little birds to stay home in their nests. Everybody had to stay home. And those little birds, they were very, very sad because they wanted to see their friends, but they knew that their mommies and that their daddies were keeping them safe. And so they stayed home, but it seemed like it was a very, very long time. And they wanted to see their other bird friends, and they wanted to fly out, and they wanted to go play, and they missed roaming in the forest together. After a long while, though, do you know what happened? The little birds were allowed to play together, and it made them so happy. Now, I'll tell you something that I know. Some of these little birds had been born very early in the year, and those little birds were the chicks. But some birds had been born the year before, and those birds were bigger, and those birds were called the fledglings. And the fledglings, they began to wonder what lay beyond the forest. If they flew, what would they find? What were the sun and the moon and the stars saying to them? What were the trees whispering? They wanted to find the answers, and they were looking for new and cozy nests. Now, the mommy and the daddy birds knew the secret to finding those answers. And I'm going to tell you what the secret is right now. Are you ready? I'll tell you. The secret to finding answers is learning how to listen. Listening can tell us so many things. And so the fledgling birds sat and they listened. And they were listening for a very special call. I'll tell you what they heard. Sometimes the little fledgling birds heard a sound like this. Moo! And those birds knew that that was not the sound they were looking for. What do you think that sound was? You're right, it was a cow. And they would listen again. Woof, woof, woof. Do you know what that was? Yeah, it was a dog. And it was not the sound that the birds were looking for. But the fledgling birds kept listening for a new song. And finally, they heard it. And I know that you know it. Little bird, fly through my window. Little bird, fly through my window. Little bird, fly through my window. Find molasses candy through my window. My sugar lump, fly through my window. My sugar lump, and find molasses candy. And when those fledgling birds heard that song, they were so happy because they knew that they could fly out into the wide, beautiful world and find their new nests. And they also knew that their friends, the little birds, the smaller ones, would not be far away at all. They would still be close. They would still be able to see each other when they flew across the sky. And they knew that one day those little birds could join them in their work and their play. And the little birds were so happy that their big fledgling birds' friends would be still close by. And so they sang them a special song. Go forward safely. Go forward safely. Our love will go with you. Our love will go with you. So, on the last day, the big birds waved their wings. Maybe you can wave your wings too. The big birds waved their wings and they did tricks in the air, and their hearts filled with joy as they heard the song. Go forward safely. Go forward safely. And they can still hear the song, and they can still see each other and hear each other across the meadow. And soon they will get to play again. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all soon.